3 pairs of Alexander Albright. Nothing else.
So you really have no idea why they gave you this envelope? And they just told you to go to Mr. Montgomery's office before the first period bell on Friday?
Yep, that's all they said. And yes, I had no idea.
Well, speaking from experience, if you have to go see Mr. Montgomery, then it's probably not a good thing. And that sealed envelope right there is another sign that you're in big trouble. So, do you think you got caught cheating?
No, Keegan, I haven't been caught cheating.
Alex,
You've been cheating?
No, what I mean is that I haven't been caught cheating because I haven't been cheating. That's just it. Ever since coming to Beach Club and having these character words to focus on every week, I really feel like things are going well. I've been doing everything I can to follow the rules, at least the ones I know about.
Have you been picking on someone in PE? You're so good at sports that maybe you were bullying someone without even realizing it.
you don't usually act like a bully, but seriously, Alex, what did you do?
I don't have any idea. All I can say is that I'm really nervous about this, and I don't have a good feeling. I haven't gotten in trouble since I took that valuable baseball card to show you guys. Seriously, I've been working really hard on doing the right thing.
Well, here's some advice. Right before you give them that envelope, go line your pants with some extra padding just so you'll be ready for when it all goes down.
Keegan, does that even work? And besides, when I'm in trouble at home, I get privileges taken away or get grounded.
Not that I speak from experience or anything, but I've had it on good authority that trick has worked in the past.
Maybe I should just open up the envelope.
No, Alex, that is not a good idea.
I agree, Alex. If you weren't in trouble before, then you're gonna be in bigger trouble if you open it.
What would you do, Keegan?
I think I'd open it.
Then you just helped me make my decision. There is no way I'm gonna open up this envelope. Well, at least not now. Besides, it's just about time for Beach Club.
Oh wow, it sure is. Let's go. Last one there gets to open Alex's letter.
No, no, no. Please don't open it.
Once again, my new boss tried to embarrass me in front of the entire team today. I've been praying about how to handle it. Part of me wants to ice him.
Ice him?
Yeah, you know, just act like he doesn't exist. Kind of like kids do when you punish them or they're mad at you. Eventually they get over it.
But Jason, those are your kids, and you're their dad. They're not gonna ice you for life. Plus, they don't sign your checks.
And that's exactly why I decided not to do it. So even though it's gonna be tough, I asked him tomorrow could we meet so we could talk about this situation. Hey, what's happening? Melanie, is that for me?
No, that's mine. Well, it's not mine, but it's for my parents.
Melanie, and why do you have a letter that belongs to Alex's parents?
I was just teasing him. I promise. I wasn't going to open it.
Well, let's remember to be kind to each other, okay?
Is that our character word for this week?
Actually, no, it isn't, Danny. The character word for the week is courage.
Courage? That's gonna be a good one for you, Alex, when you have to go see Mr. Montgomery.
That's the truth. He scares me.
Here's my advice. I've been called into Mr. Montgomery plenty of times. You just have to put on a brave face and just say yes sir when he talks to you.
Okay, let's get back to our character word for the week, courage. Who can tell me what courage means to you?
For me, courage meant to be brave, especially when it came time to make new friends. And I'm so glad I was brave enough to come here and join Beach Club.
Courage could also mean killing spiders on my own in my room.
Well, that's how you show courage, but what does courage mean exactly?
It's taking a stand in what you believe.
Right, and showing bravery too.
That's good, and it's exactly right. Now, who can give me an example of how you've been courageous lately? Danny, you've already shared about your friends. Who else has something?
Well, I agree with Danny. It wasn't easy coming to Beach Club at first. I just didn't think I would like it, especially because my grandma wanted me to come. But now that I've been coming, I'm glad I did. But deep down, I have to admit, I was nervous about coming. I thought everyone would make fun of me, but I had the exact opposite happen. I made some friends.
That is so good, Keegan. And we are so glad that you joined Beach Club too. Today we're going to be talking about where our courage comes from and what we place our trust in. Sometimes people draw courage from their own abilities.
Like Alex. It probably doesn't take courage for him to stand up at plate when it's his turn to hit a baseball. But for me, that would take a lot more courage than I even had to do that with everyone watching.
Oh, come on, Danny. It's not that bad. My brothers and dad taught me how to play ball, and with a little practice, I'll bet you can outplay half of them. We just need to practice together a little bit.
Like I was saying, sometimes people draw their own courage from their own abilities, like maybe Alex does with baseball. Sometimes people draw courage because of money in the bank, or a job that they have, or power. They try to rely on their own power instead of looking to God for courage.
Right, and then we rely on ourselves. It's being independently courageous, but God wants us to be dependently courageous. That means when we look to Him as the source of our courage and trust in Him for the final outcome, no matter what.
And I guess it means trusting God with whatever the seal letter says, handing this over to my parents and facing their wrath.
And the wrath of Mr. Montgomery. Don't forget about him.
Right. Facing my parents and Mr. Montgomery is going to take dependent courage, depending on God for the outcome, because I don't think I can do it any other way.
Well, Alex, we're going to be praying for you about this situation. And make sure, no matter what, you follow through on what you said, relying on God for courage to help you through this situation.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Miss Jennifer here, so you know what time it is. That's right, it's time for our memory link. Do you have your Bible? I have mine. Today's memory link is found near the middle of the Bible. Try to find it with me. It's on page 666 of your Kids Beach Club Study Bible. Proverbs is located after Psalms in the Old Testament, and Psalms is the longest book in the Bible. Usually, Psalms is right in the middle, and Proverbs is just after it. Proverbs are short, wise sayings. Many of the Proverbs found in the Bible were written by King Solomon, and he was the wisest person who ever lived. Today's memory link is one of those wise sayings, and it is found in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Many people memorize this verse, and today we're going to memorize only the first part of the verse. So let's read it together. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5a says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart." You know, the Bible doesn't say to trust the Lord sometimes, or to trust Him when things are going good, or to trust Him on Christmas or our birthday. We need to trust God every day, all the time, and with all our hearts. When we trust God with everything, He gives us the courage in everything we do. If you have time this week, I want to challenge you to learn all of verse 5 and 6 with your families this week. But for Club today, make sure you memorize at least Proverbs 3:5, Part A.
Hey, kiddos, Pastor Mark here to talk about our character word for this week, courage. Can you think of some jobs that require a lot of courage? I can think of a few for sure. Police officers, firefighters, soldiers, beauty queens. Whoa, wait. Did I just say beauty queens? I did indeed. There's a story in the Bible where a woman who won a beauty contest showed a lot of courage. Let me tell you about her. The king of Persia wanted to marry the most beautiful woman in his kingdom, so he held a beauty pageant. The woman who was crowned the winner was named Esther, and she became queen. Now, you would think that this story would end happily ever after right there, but there was a big problem. Esther was Jewish, but the king and his people were not. And those who believed in the one true God of Israel were often killed for their beliefs. Esther had to hide the fact that she was Jewish from the king. Now, the king had an advisor named Haman. Haman hated the Jews so much that he asked the king to sign a decree or a law that all Jews living in Persia should be put to death. Little did he know that also meant Esther, the queen. When Esther's cousin Mordecai found out about Haman's evil plan, he pleaded with Esther to talk to the king about it. Now, back in those days, a queen could not speak to the king unless he sent for her. In fact, she could be put to death if she approached the king without an invitation. Yikes. Of course, Esther was very afraid to talk to the king, but Mordecai encouraged her to have courage. How about it, kids? Would you have the courage to approach the king? Now, courage doesn't mean you're not afraid. It means you push through that fear to do what is right and true. At this point, Queen Esther made a very wise decision. She asked Mordecai to tell the people to pray and fast, that is, go without food, for 3 days. She and her servants did the same. Only then did she receive courage from the Lord to move ahead. Now, she planned a big banquet for the king and invited Haman to attend too. Haman was very arrogant. He thought he was going to be honored for his plan to do away with all the Jews. Boy, was he in for a surprise. During the banquet, Esther confessed to the king that she was a Jew and told him how Haman had tricked him into signing the law that would kill all of her people. Oh boy, did that make the king angry. He ordered Haman to be killed instead of the Jews. He then issued a decree to keep the Jewish people safe. God gave Esther great courage, and God used that courage to save her people. Kids, do you have the courage to stand up for God and do what is right like Esther did? You know, God gave Jesus great courage when he was sentenced to death by wicked men. But after suffering on the cross for our sin, Jesus rose from the dead to prove his power over death itself. If you trust him with all of your heart, he will walk beside you as your forever friend and give you the courage to make right choices, God's choices. And always remember this, God loves you, and so does Pastor Mark.
Well, Alex, did you add some extra padding like I suggested?
Keegan, I'm sure that will not be necessary.
Well, what happened? What did the letter say?
Alex, are you grounded for life? I mean, if I had to go see Mr. Montgomery, I think I would have gone myself. I would be so scared.
Here's the thing. My parents read the letter, and I just stood there, waiting in suspense. And then they said, "Thank you, you can go now."
You mean after all that and you still don't even know what the letter said? I knew we should have opened the letter.
No, I do not have a clue about why they sent that letter to my parents. And yes, Keegan, we did a good thing by not opening up that letter. But I'm really going to have to depend on God for courage when I go see Mr. Montgomery.
Wait a minute. When do you have to go see him?
Tomorrow morning, just before the first bell rings.
Alex, are you sure you've not done something wrong?
Do we have to go through this again? I've been working so hard on making the right choices all the time. I want my parents and God to be proud of me.
Alex, now don't get your hopes up, but I think I just figured something out. You know how once a month each class recognizes an outstanding student at the monthly assembly? And I'm pretty sure I remember hearing the announcement about the assembly being this Friday. That's tomorrow, first thing.
Yeah, I think that's right. But I've never been recognized at one of those before.
Me either, but I guess that doesn't shock you much.
Sorry, Keegan, but if you keep making good choices, maybe one day you will.
But Alex, if you've really been working hard to exhibit these character words and trying to do the right thing, maybe, just maybe, you're receiving an award on Friday morning. I always wondered how the parents know to show up for their kid. And I'll bet you that anyone who gets recognized also gets sent home with one of those sealed envelopes.
Oh, Alex, how cool would that be? I can't wait to cheer for you when they call your name.
Guys, I don't know. This all makes very good sense. And seriously, if I was in trouble, I think I would already be grounded by now. But I do not want to get my hopes up.
That's probably a good idea. But I think Danny and Melanie may be onto something, Alex. Nothing else makes sense, but just in case, you might want to add some extra padding.
Keegan, I'm quite sure that will not be necessary. I'm going to put on my brave face tomorrow and have courage. I'll face Mr. Montgomery for whatever this is. And just hopefully the girls are right.
Hey, it's almost time for our Make It Stick game. Are you going to put on your brave face when my team beats you?
No, I don't plan on that being necessary.
All I know is that whoever has me on their team isn't the one who needs courage.
No.
Come on, guys. Stop arguing over who is the best and let's go. I don't want to be late.
Guess what time it is? That's right, boys and girls. It's time for...
Make it stick!
And now here's your host, Steve Harley.
Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome, Steve.
Okay, today's Make It Stick game is called the King's Decree. All right. I have a scroll right here with all of our review questions on it. I'm going to read a question and we'll alternate between teams to answer the questions. Each question is worth a whopping 10 points, and wrong answers are worth -5 points. That's right, the king decrees that we snatch 5 points for wrong answer. If your team doesn't know the answers, the other team gets a chance to steal and receive 5 points. Does everyone understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get started, shall we? On this side, we have the blue team.
Yeah!
And on this side, we have the red team.
Yeah!
The team who has the most points at the end of these 10 questions wins the grand prize. Are we ready to play? All right. Hear ye, O red team. What is today's character word?
Oh, courage.
Courage, yes it is. Hear ye, O blue team. What does courage mean?
Well,
Bravery?
Bravery, yes.
And standing for what we believe in.
Oh, anything else? Well, you are correct. 10 points for you and 10 points for you. Red team, recite today's memory link.
Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Proverbs 3:5a.
Yes, that is correct. How did Esther become queen?
She won a beauty contest.
Yes, she did. She won a beauty contest. How were Mordecai and Esther related?
Alex, you said you got this question.
Yeah, I know. They were brother and sister.
Oh! To the lions.
They were cousins.
They were cousins. That is correct. -5 for you and +5 for you. Who conspired against the Jews and deceived the king to decree they would be killed?
Haman.
Haman is correct. 10 points for you. What did Esther, Mordecai, and all the people do before she approached the king?
Oh, they fasted for 3 days.
Yes, they fasted for 3 days. No peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Let's go to the board. Currently, the red team has 25 points, and the blue team has 35 points. Blue team is ahead. Here's the next question. How did Esther save her people?
She courageously told. What's the answer?
We don't know.
Oh, since you don't know, I'll graciously take 5 points from you.
She told the king how Haman deceived him and asked the king for mercy?
Yes, 5 points added to the red team. Here we go. What happened when Esther told the king what Haman had done?
Didn't he?
Yeah, he ordered Haman to be killed.
Oh, yes. Right. Yeah.
Yes, he ordered Haman to be killed. Oh, I hear the trumpets warming up. You're down by 10 points with the last question. Share a way you can have courage and stand up for God at your school.
We can stand up to bullies or make sure that everyone who's new has friends at the school.
Oh my goodness, yes, that is correct. That means the score is 40 to 40. Today we have a tie for the winner.
Yeah.
Bob, tell them what they've won.
Our winners will receive their very own copy of this authentic recreation of our King's Decree question.
Oh, hear ye, hear ye. We will see you next time on Make It Stick.
Make It Stick is brought to you today by Milk and the Mustache Media.
So Jason, have you had enough courage to talk to your boss about how poorly the communication has been lately?
I did. And I prayed before going into that meeting. And just like I told the kids, I relied on God to give me strength. So, man, it's all good. No, he listened, and he actually said he would try to be more mindful of the things he says in front of people. I think it's the step in the right direction to make the relationship right and healthy.
I am so glad to hear that, Jason.
Thanks. Hey, kids, come on in, come on in. And I'm so glad to see all of you guys in a good mood.
I'm especially in a good mood, and it doesn't even matter if I won or lost the game.
Why is that, Alex?
Well, first off, I got some great friends. They really helped me, you know? And this girl right here, well, she just might be the greatest genius of all time.
Alex, come on. Don't get your hopes up.
What are you guys talking about?
Well, Melanie just realized that tomorrow is the regular scheduled assembly where the kids get recognized. Maybe, just maybe I'm not in trouble after all. Maybe I have to report to Mr. Montgomery's office because I'm getting recognized for something. Either way, I'm going to report there with courage and relying on God. But I'm just sure hoping that Mel is right.
So let me get this right. The letter you received wasn't because you were in trouble, but it was inviting you maybe to the assembly?
That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah. And if it is, I'm going to be the one cheering the loudest.
Jason, are you going to tell him?
Tell me what?
Jordan, maybe we should keep him in suspense.
You think so?
Stop it, guys.
Absolutely.
If I can't stand the suspense, I'm sure Alex can't either.
Yeah.
Out with it!
Okay, relax. For the record, your parents gave me permission to tell you this, but Melanie is right. Alex, tomorrow you will be receiving the Outstanding Character Award. I was actually a little concerned after you were here last and you told us about the sealed letter. So I followed up with your parents to make sure everything was okay. They told me all about it, and you know what else?
Let me tell him.
All right.
What else is that your parents both think that coming to Beach Club played a huge role in you receiving this award?
Hey.
And Jason and I are both going to be there tomorrow to cheer you on.
I'm so excited. I've never won anything like this before in my life.
Me either, but now I have a goal to look forward to. I'm really liking Beach Club, and I'm glad my grandma made me come. She's made me come the first few times, but it's my choice to come now.
And Alex, I guess you don't need any courage to go to Mr. Montgomery's office tomorrow, do you?
Yes, I do. But it's a different type of courage. I just hope I don't trip over my shoelaces where I look goofy.
You'll be fine, Alex. Don't worry. Just trust in God, and He will give you your strength.
And I did write you a little poem of encouragement, just in case.
Go for it, Danny.
Okay. Courage by Danielle Nicole McDouglas. Courage is a really strange thing. You can try to find it from within, but even though this sounds really odd, real courage only comes from God. Just trust in Him. He's the only source. And leave the outcome with only Him, of course. That's all I have so far, though.
You are so good, Danny. I think the poem is perfect just the way it is.
And it really sums up what Jason and Jordan taught us. Don't try to find bravery within. Look to God to find courage and know that He has it all under control.
That's right, Keegan. Hey, everyone, don't forget about our Hang 10 Challenge.
That's right. Spend 10 minutes a day with God, reading His Word and praying every single day.
And don't forget to come cheer me on at the assembly tomorrow. I'm so excited that you'll both be there.
We wouldn't miss it for anything, Alex.
And guys, thank you for being my friends and supporting me. I really believe if it weren't for Beach Club, I definitely wouldn't be getting this award tomorrow.
You mean if it weren't for God?
Right, because only He can give me the courage and the strength to make the good decisions that I've been making recently.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap it up, everybody, okay? On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Courage!
Alex! 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 Alex!
Hey, I'm Jason.
And I'm Jordan,
And we're from Kids Beach Club TV. Each week at Kids Beach Club, we have fun hanging out together with a group of elementary students. And each week, both on our TV show and in our live clubs, we encourage kids to hang out with God 10 minutes a day, reading their Bible.
We call this the Hang 10 Challenge. We make it super easy to do with this free Hang 10 handout. Each Hang 10 includes a character word that corresponds with what we're talking about in club, and it has a Bible reading plan for the week.
Bob, tell them how they can get their free Hang 10s.
Go to hang10challenge.com, fill out the form, and download the sheets.
It is so great hanging out with God by spending time in His Word.
And helping our kids develop a love for the Bible is one of the most important things we can do as parents. Well, we'll see you next time on
Kids Beach Club!